Luka's Kids, it's Luka's Kids, it's Luka's Kids, it's Luka's Kids.
Welcome to an episode of Luka's Kits. Yeah, we gotta start getting on to doing more of these Luka's Kits, and I got an interesting one today. It's actually the newest arrival into Luka's stash. I just picked this up, and I kind of want to look at it, and I figured I'd look at it with you guys. It's a kit I've wanted for a long time, and finally got my hands on one, so let's take a look at it. I'm not real familiar with this kit. It's something that I wanted for a long time. This was a kit, I believe it was out in either the late 70s, early 80s. It came with, well, it was just that, but it was also, here, let's show you some of the box art. It was a whole team. You had a drag truck, or he also ran this, Tyrone Malone had this race truck that he also ran at the Bonneville Salt Flats. And of course, the Papa truck was the hauler. I've only been interested in the hauler. I really not too interested in that. I just always loved this truck. I just think it's great looking. I love the livery on it. And, you know, I can put a different race car on there and make something else out of it, is my kind of plan. But it was a combination kit that always intrigued me for the longest time, but they were really unattainable very much until, what, about, it's safe to say 15 years ago, maybe 10 years ago, was it, that Round 2 repopped these. And I just never got around to picking it up. Always wanted to. Heck, I even made a goof about it in a very early video when I'm walking around Andy's store. I grabbed it and then I says, yeah, but I'm not going to buy it now.
Ooh, yeah. Here we go. I just have wanted to get this kit because not so much to build the Tyrone Malone. I'm not too much interested in the race truck, but it'd be cool to put like other vehicles on this hauler. And how many of you guys have this? I might have to get that, you know. Well, I'll get it one of these days.
And then they discontinued this version, and then they came out with what was the hideout truck. He changed his team, same truck, same race truck, just painted everything black, and I just didn't have any interest in the black. I really like this white, red, white, and blue livery type of thing. I love the striping. I wanted this model. So I finally, you know, a buddy of mine happened to have a few of them for a pretty good price, and it's like, yeah, I got to get one. So I finally got it. So I'm going to take a look at it with you guys. First time me looking at it. I've had it for a couple weeks now, just waiting to put it in front of the camera to look at it with you. So let's take this off real quick. You know, the artwork on the box is great. You get a really nice side view of that, and picture of the real thing, and the whole back, how it everything loads up. That's pretty cool. And then of course, like we were showing you, you know, there's the race truck that goes on it. Let's see, can we show that to you? And another cool thing right here. Look, we can see what the decal sheet looks like. But I'm looking forward to seeing that decal sheet in person. Like I said, I haven't opened this up and looked at it. I was waiting to make a video with it. Just make it a Luka's Kits, because this is a Luka's Kits. I own it. It's mine. And the chrome tree looks great. All the typical stuff that's chrome. That looks nice. That should be interesting, dealing with the parting lines. Might do something different with that exhaust. That's kind of a bummer, but that's how they were making models. And here's the cool looking cab. Let's see, can we open this up? I didn't bring I have to do it kind of like a barbarian. I didn't bring a cutting tool over here. So here is the cab. This looks super, super cool. I love cab over trucks, and, you know, especially race car haulers. These have gone out of style here in the United States. You don't see cab overs very much, and when I was a little kid, I was infatuated with cab overs. Just loved them. Big fan of them. I got a few different. I've never built a big rig model yet, and I have a few of them, but I think all of them that I have are all cab overs. Let's see, here's all the cool, you got your rear ends. It's a dual axle rear end. Let's look at the parts that are in this bag. Yeah, that's part of the underpinning and all that. I recognize that goes right in that area for the cowling or whatever it would be called, sealing. There's the rear ends, all your different components for the whole drivetrain. Then we've got your airbags and the brakes and everything here, and different components to the suspension of this. Here's close-up looks of these trees. Got the tanks, they're in halves. That's always kind of a pain, because then you got to putty them up or something. Maybe there's an alternative for that. And we've got also here of your airbags and different suspension components. And these parts here. Here, I'm not going to open these up. There's the glass. You can kind of see it's pretty simple. And we got all our red for whatever tail lights and marker lights and stuff. And here we go. We got some parts here in this bag. Looks like we have the engine and the transmission. All pretty nice looking stuff there. See that? Bunch of the engine parts. The heads, all that. There's our wheel backs and some of the exhaust and any other piping needed. And looks like a very thin drive shaft. And we have more engine components and radiator. It's all pretty cool, huh? This is a pretty neat kit, pretty detailed. Like I said, I believe this original vintage of this molding is late 1970s, early 80s. If you know for sure, tell me in the comments below. This is interior stuff. Look, it's got some cool tuck and roll. I'm not going to bust this one out. We got more cool stuff. The batteries. That's some pretty good detail right there for all that. Your front end axle right there. Yeah. There's that part of the cab. Here's something I want to bust out and look at. Here's all the back part, the cool back part. Real quick, I'm not gonna bust these out, but this is interesting. Here's the tires. Very nice, rubber tires. Pad printed Tyrone Malone on the tires. I guess that's what he did. Here, let's take a look at this stuff. This is neat. This is what I'm really interested in right here. This whole back part. You got some nice diamond plating. Look at the diamond plate on that. They did a nice job with this. It's got slight kick down, angle, but we got, looks like molded in. That's kind of toyish looking, but we can do something with that. That's the wench. Just kind of molded into the floor. We got the frame. Nice long frame. It's nice and stretched out. That's really cool. And the sides. You got a bit of a curvature going on there. I don't know if that's correct, but I'm sure that'll straighten out when we put it all together. Yeah, this side. Yeah, they're both kind of curved, so it must, I don't know if that, you see that curves? Look at that. Yeah, we got a little bit of a issue there, but I'm sure I can get that all straightened out once you put it all together. Maybe a little heat. But look at that. That looks really cool. Step out of the way so you can see it. Here's our whole look of our side. The cab comes over here. This goes under the cab. It gives it kind of a nice streamlined look. So yeah, that'll be a cool hauler. I definitely am liking that. Got some more. Oh look, there's ramps here. Nicely detailed with your tread plate. But I can see this. Let's see. Let's do a quick little quasi-assembly. I'm kind of like getting this off. It actually fits really good together. That when you get this all glued together, that warping will go away pretty quick. This whole thing will hold it together. So I'm not too worried about the warping then. But that is a nice sized deck there for hauling whatever. I'm actually planning on putting like a late 70s or early 80s NASCAR on the back of this and just make like a old NASCAR rig. That's what I want it for. Or drag car. I'm really going to keep it. My plan with this, what I always wanted to do, and we're going to get to it right now, we're going to look at the decals. I actually want to build this, paint it white. This is why I wanted the white one. And this is the cool part for me, is the decals. I'm looking forward. This is what I'm really looking forward to seeing. Whammo. Look what we got there. Wondering, for some reason I was thinking they would be a little more metallic, but I just love this. It's just such a 70s look, especially bicentennial time and stuff. I want to put all the striping on it, but I'm not going to put the Tyrone Malone or Super Boss Dragster. I'm kind of stuck. What's that say? Papa Truck. I'm kind of stuck with Papa Truck on there. Maybe I'll put a different decal there to cover that up. But I wanted to use all the striping and paint it white. I wanted it to do, that without the other stuff because it wouldn't be his truck. I just wanted. I like the graphics a lot. These are so cool. I really like these graphics for this. Let's see, can we get this right? It's just a cool looking truck, and I wanted to just make a generic looking hauler and then put whatever race car I want on the back of it. Just for fun. I mean, I've been wanting to do something like that for a long time. Ever since I first saw somebody who had an original one, I was like, oh, I'd love to do that. Just have the hauler. It's such a cool with the big sleeper cab. This is pretty nice, and definitely being molded or basically created within the past 10 years. It's a much better styrene than the old ones. I remember I've checked these out before. The old ones people had, and it was really brittle, or I don't know, just very hard, kind of seemed like it would break type styrene. As you see with this styrene, with that happening, it really snaps back into place pretty easy once you glue them into that one, the main part of the body of this. It's not going to be an issue at all. So I'm not worried about that. Be a fun build. That'll be neat just to have something to put a race car on. I'm pretty stoked about it. But there it is. That's this kit. That's another Luka's kit. And I'm glad to have added this to my stash now. Hopefully one day I want to build this. I've always wanted this. I'm really happy to have this model. I really would like to hear from any of you who've ever built this before, whether it was the original version or this latest version that came out a few years back. There's anything you can warn me about? Tell me what you think. Is it an easy kit to put together, or is there fiddly parts? I want to know. I really want to build this, and it's possibly going to be my first big rig I ever build. I've never built a big rig, and I've got like 2 or 3 of them that are kind of like in the wings of I always wanted to do. But since I got this one might be, because it's going to be pretty much out of the box. And I really like to hear what you all have to say about this. This is such a cool kit. I love it. Love it. And it's just such a neat looking box art. Just a cool looking truck. I dig that. I just like the simple, I love white vehicles with simple striping like that. And that will look cool. You know what would really look cool? Oh, this will match the 68 GTO Superstock car that I'm working on right now. This could actually be the hauler for that. That would be nuts. I might play with that a little bit. Yeah, definitely. Because that's going to be a white car with some red and blue striping. Might go that direction. That's cool. An idea popped in my head just now talking to you guys. Well, anyways, hope you enjoyed this episode of Luka's Kits. It was fun. I had a good time looking at this. Let me know in the comments below what you think of this kit, if you've built it before or if you've wanted one. let me know. I want to hear what you have to say. I want to hear what any ups and downs on building this model. I want to know. Thanks a bunch. All right. Well, you know what? I got to get back to doing some model building because we build these model cars. Why? And we buy more model cars and trucks. Why? You know the answer. Right. Exactly. Because it's fun. Keep gluing the fingers together and keep cutting the styrene, and we'll see you in the next video. Here's the producer.
Luka's kids, it's Luka's kids, it's Luka's kids.